How to create a cursive monster. Today I'm going to share a video with you on how to create a wonderful cursive monster. Now, what you're going to need is copy paper, a black marker, it could be a Sharpie, and something to color with. So here you see a cursive name, that's my name, Prim, and there's the symmetrical design once it's been traced. And you can turn it over one way or another to kind of get an idea of what kind of monster you can create. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, you're going to start off by folding your paper horizontally so that you've got a symmetrical fold right down the middle, okay? And once you've done that, make sure that you are on the folded line. See the folded line there? Okay. So once you've gotten that folded nice and neatly, we are going to trace. I started with a Sharpie just because it's easier for me. But you want to use the bottom side of the paper for the Sharpie. The bottom is going to be the bottom of the letter. Okay. So when you are drawing your cursive letters, you want to make sure that most of the cursive lines are touching the folded edge. Now, I am drawing the word spring. If you have letters like a letter P that goes below the line, like this one here, you are going to just stop drawing that letter. So kind of imagine it going below the line, out of sight, out of mind. This is a cursive letter R, a little fancy, a letter I, a letter N, and finally a fancy letter G minus the tail for the G. So we're going to swoop around, make the letter G, and I'm going to just pretend like I'm going around and come back up for the little tail. Okay, so I've got spring written in cursive letters. Now you could also do this in boxy letters too. That's also really fun. It creates a whole different looking monster. All right, so my Sharpie's not doing so great, so I have to go back over it with another Sharpie line to make it a bit brighter. The goal here is to trace it so that you can see it through the other side of the paper. All right, so if I flip it over, you can kind of skip a step. If you've done it bold enough, you can actually lay it up on your window and you'll be able to see it through the window and trace to the other side. So I don't have a window handy, not easily at least. So here's how you could hold it up. You see how you can see through there? You can tape that up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over to the back side and trace over this. So I'm just skipping ahead a bit so it doesn't take forever. This way, when I trace the other side, I'll be able to see the Sharpie line a lot easier. Okay? Okay, so now we are going to create the symmetrical look for spring. So we're on the other side of our paper, the other side of the fold, and I'm tracing what I see for a third time. All right, so I'm doing it the long way, but if you have a window handy and some tape, you can go ahead and trace that and you can kind of skip one of the steps. All right, so fast forwarding a little bit through this. All right, and when I open it up, we get to see what spring looks like if it was symmetrical. All right, we have reflection. Okay. All right, so now's the time I decide what my monster is going to look like. So I've kind of decided that this side, well, maybe this side. Actually, I think I just got an idea. If I turn it, yeah, the top two ovals look like nice eyes. So that's what I'm going to go for. So now's the point where you can just be as creative as you want. I'm going to create this little spring monster and I don't know. I'll think about what I want him to do, but you're welcome to sit along and watch as I draw. You can draw with me if you want. Remember to pause the video if you need to, so that you can kind of catch up with me. You can always pause the video, and or you can skip ahead a little bit to see what the finished monster looks like. But I hope that you sit here and enjoy some creative time. Let's make a cursive monster. Now, there really are no right or wrong ways to make a cursive monster. Um, you are always welcome to add extra lines. So you see, what I'm doing is I'm just drawing in teeth, and I'm drawing in tongues, and I've got this little headpiece going on. So if you need to add extra parts, feel free to do that. It kind of creates this new kind of creative look to them. Give them some eyebrows, give them some arms and hands. The spring, cursive, or whatever word you decide to draw, it can be embellished with other lines. So draw the outside of the head if you need to. Don't feel like you're locked in to one certain thing. It's just so much fun to be creative, and I like this project because you can start with the basics, and the word is pretty simple to see, right? And then what happens is, as you draw more and more, the word kind of gets hidden away, and it becomes like a hidden message. And I really like that kind of idea when it comes to art. So feel free to do that kind of thing. So I kind of struggled a little bit figuring out what to do with the bottom of the picture, but I thought, hey, he's a spring monster, so let's have him like roosting on some Easter eggs. And that's kind of a silly idea, but it works. So he's got I think 3 eggs down here, and he's gonna just kind of sit on those, and hopefully we'll have a happy Easter with some eggs. So again, add as many lines as you want. Trace over the lines with a marker. That'll make your picture stand out instead of just drawing it with a pencil and leaving it like that. It doesn't have to be a Sharpie marker. It could be a magic marker too. That works perfectly fine. Sharpies do run, they bleed through the paper, so they're easier to see from the other side than a magic marker, but use what you have. All right, so here's our picture, okay? He's ready to go. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fast forward to see what the coloring's like. This is my favorite part. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. I would love to see your artwork. If you could figure out how to get it to me, I'd love to see it. Check me out on our Highland Park Arts page on Facebook. Maybe you could send me a message with your art, and I'd love to share it online. So thank you again for watching our video. I look forward to hearing from you. Talk to you soon.